The purchase order receipt all function will receive one or more PO lines into inventory using a single GRN for all lines. You can also use this function to receive individual lines into inspection. Begin by touching the PO receipt all icon. Scan or enter the SysPro PO number for which you want to perform a receipt. If a valid PO number is entered, riteSCAN will display a list of all outstanding merchandise lines for that PO. Scan or enter the stock code for one of the lines being received. If a valid stock code is entered, riteSCAN will display a detail screen to capture the specific information about the item being received. The text at the top of the screen displays the line item and stock code being received. The blue text below that displays the current outstanding quantity for that line. Touch the blue text to display a summary of the PO line, including any comments associated with that line. Click OK to dismiss the pop-up summary. Enter the quantity of items being received. If you are using multiple bins, scan or enter the bin into which the items will be received. If the item you are receiving is lot traceable, you can enter the lot number and expiry date here. A default response for cost basis is defined in the riteSCAN administration tool. If you want to change it, touch the Options menu, select Cost Basis, and then choose the appropriate option. You can also lock in the default response using the riteSCAN administration tool so that users cannot change the cost basis setting. The reference and note fields are standard SysPro fields, and you can set the default responses for them as I have illustrated here. The final field is the supplier delivery note field, another standard SysPro field for PO receipts. Check this box to indicate that the selected PO line is complete. Touch the Save button to store the details for the selected PO line. riteSCAN will return to the main screen listing all lines for the selected PO. Note that the line just completed is marked for posting, as indicated by the X in the first column, and the quantity to be received is displayed in the appropriate column. You can then select other PO lines to be received and complete their details in the same fashion. Note that in addition to scanning or entering the stock code for a particular line, you can also select the line by tapping it. And riteSCAN will display the detail screen for the selected item. Once you have entered the details for all lines you want to receive, touch the Post button, and riteSCAN will complete the receipt of all selected lines, and SysPro will generate a single GRN for the entire transaction. Note that the traditional Post Successful message can be modified to display the GRN number generated by SysPro for the PO receipt transaction just completed. If one or more lines on the PO require inspection, you can select the line by touching it or by scanning or entering the stock code for that line. When riteSCAN displays the detail screen, you will notice two differences. First, text indicating that inspection is required for the selected item appears here at the top of the screen, just below the listing of the line number and stock code. You will also note that the button now says Post instead of Save. That's because SysPro requires each inspectable item to have a unique GRN number to facilitate the entry of inspection transactions. After you have completed the details, touch Post to complete the transaction, and riteSCAN will display the GRN number generated for that specific line. Touch OK to return to the main screen listing all lines for the selected PO. This concludes the demonstration of the Purchase Order Receipt All function. For more information, we encourage you to view the other riteSCAN video demonstrations available on this website.